Next up, we have Senator Glenn Sterle from WA. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much, Michelle. Has Paddy spoken yet? I always get the pleasure of going after Paddy and elbow. Thanks, mate. I want to acknowledge the union leaders here today, as well as our traditional owners. It's great to see you all here. And when I say union leaders, I steal from my good mate, Paddy Crumlin. Union leaders are the delegates on our jobs. And you guys and girls have been through the building in the last couple of days. Congratulations. It's great to meet you yesterday to hear your story. Coming from a resource-rich state like Western Australia, I cannot grasp in this thick head how we can have ExxonMobil profiting. It was at $18 billion, is that what I heard yesterday? $18 billion while they're offshore, or trying to get rid of Australian jobs. They're trying to drive it down to the lowest common denominator, using that Fair Work Commission, which is flawed. That's why I back every single speaker and movement. We've got to change the rules. We need to change the rules. And one of our rules is we need to protect Australian jobs. We need to protect Australian trainees and Australian apprentices. We have to look after communities, for the people from Longford. This is the shame, because you see, this is your whole community that's being kicked in the guts by these so-and-sos, these raiders from overseas. But I want to share something with you as a friend of the union movement, and I want to congratulate the ETU. Particularly, I don't single out too many unions. I'm TW, boys and girls, and anyway, I'm TW first and I'm ALP. But the ETU and the AWU yesterday, and the magnificent job that you're doing, bringing your delegates and your community members and your family, you know, husbands and wives and brothers and sisters and parents through the building. Continue the great work. We wish you well. 167 days, there will be a light at the end of the tunnel, I'm sure, very, very soon, when you have the support of these other great unions around. But my Facebook gets a little bit of activity. But I want to share something with you, as bad as the Longford dispute is, and as bad as the CUB and all these other ones, Lanco over there in Collie in WA. But this is another angle, and if you could just bear with me, Michelle, if I can have a couple more minutes, because it's always tough going after Elbow, but I've got him before Paddy, so I'm going to make the most of it. And this was a message yesterday from a gentleman called Jimmy Ravillo. And Jimmy says, "Good afternoon, Senator Glenn Sterle. I've noticed you're a big advocate of the maritime industry. I, like many seafarers, have been forced out of my job. I have a Master Unlimited ticket, every qualification except a DP ticket, which seems to be a requirement with all offshore oil deck officers' jobs now. My wife and I were forced to move overseas to find work, as I couldn't survive being unemployed. I have over 10 years' experience serving as a deck officer and now working in the UK on passenger vessels. My wife too has a degree in speech pathology, and she too was unable to find steady work. I want you to know that this government is killing young Aussies such as myself and my wife into having to leave our country in order to continue working in the profession we love. When people ask me, "You're so lucky to be Australian," especially the English, I tell them, well, actually, no, I'm not, as we have a government who's hell-bent on keeping highly qualified and skilled Australians out of work. I'm thankful for my wife and I that we're dual national European passport holders. Our parents ask us, when will we be back? When we can get work? But when will the government start putting Australians first? I know I'm just one of the many in the same situation. I applaud what you're trying to do, and I really feel we need a change in government, and the next government must protect jobs for Australians first. So what I was just trying to share with everyone here, this is not a struggle that's just been going for the last couple of days. This has been since we have had the misfortune of copying a Liberal government, whether it be under Abbott or whether it be under Turnbull. Our jobs, our future, our kids are all under attack. It's all been said before. Please keep up the good fight. I've promised the ExxonMobil workers, the maintenance crew and co, that I will be down in through Sale on my way to Longford to come down to your picket line, and I think we've picked a week next year. I think it's early March, and I hope that you're all back to work and you won't have time to meet with me. Keep up the struggle, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'll stand with you all the way. You know that. Thank you.